Hello, hello, hello. I tried to go live a minute ago in the group. I don't think it went through, but my laptop just really hates me right now. So, I'm going to start over and hopefully I'll get back on and check and make sure that that's not on there because there's really nothing that I said very much. So, I hope y'all are having a great weekend. I am like purging right now. So I'm moving in May and I've lived here for 6 years. And I've accumulated a lot of crap over the years. And so now I'm just like I feel really good now. Like my hormones are starting to level out and I have like zest for life again. And I'm not just kind of like scraping by, only doing what I have to do, you know? So this is a good feeling. I'm really, really happy that I feel so good today. And yesterday was a great day too, so I know it's not a fluke. But I already redid my kitchen. I emptied all of the cabinets. I got a bunch of food together that I'm not going to eat and that my son's not going to eat, and I gave that away. And then I don't really know how to explain this. I think my mother gave me this awesome, not really, trait, but I'm not a hoarder because I don't have like gobs and gobs of things. Like I don't have problems throwing away things, but I like just accumulate them. So like say when I buy a new frying pan, I keep the old one just in case, you know? And so I had an old frying pan that I know I'm never going to use. I had like 4 different baking racks to like cool cookies on that I don't need. I only need 2, you know, things like that. Like, coffee cups, like a ton of those travel ones, but none of them have lids. So I threw all of those away. I'm also getting together a lot of items to give to Goodwill. I went through my Tupperware and like matched all the lids and threw away lids that I've had for stuff that I don't have the bottom to. You know what I'm talking about. Like stuff that you only do like once a year. I'm doing it this right now. And so I'm taking a break from that because I just shampooed my carpets. I just did my first load of laundry and I'm going to eat in like 30 minutes. So I thought, well, shoot, let me get on here and do a live because this is perfect timing. So I did a video. I haven't published it yet, but I filmed a video, a reel yesterday about habit loops. And I was like, oh my gosh, like this is so fitting right now for not only what is about to happen with the holidays, but also what my clients are going through. Like I've talked a lot of clients through how to break habit loops recently. And so it's only fitting that I get on here and talk about it on here to help whoever else might be struggling with it in the past, maybe struggling with it now, kind of trying to break those habit kind of things, because this is going to be very insightful information for you guys. So let me start off by talking about what habit loops and like what they are. So most of what we do every day is not conscious. It's not a decision-making like type of activity. It is automatic. And that is what a habit loop is. So, and it honestly, it is one of the most overlooked, but biggest reasons why we feel stuck. So basically just think of it this way. It's automatic, something that you've done for years, that you've ingrained in your mind, that is like just something that you automatically go to do. Okay, so let's like watching TV and snacking. So like I have so many people when they first start with me and they're like, man, I love to snack. How can I break this? But it's not like they just want to keep feeding that habit. They don't really want to break it. And so really all it is about changing a little scenario of that loop itself. Okay, so a habit loop has 3 parts. It has the cue, which is something that triggers you. It is the routine that you go into, and then the reward to your brain is after. Okay, so cue, routine, reward. So An example would be like you get home after a long day, you're tired, you're stressed, you're overstimulated. That's your cue. Tired, stressed, overstimulated. And then your brain wants relief and comfort. And so you go straight to the pantry for that salty or sugary snack. That's the routine. So you feel a certain way and automatically you seek a relief that is comfort, okay? And then you get that, that felt so good, dopamine hit, reward. I'm getting hot. So when you do that, the loop is reinforced. And here's the kicker. It has nothing to do with discipline. Not a damn thing. But it is literally how the brain works. Its job is to automate things so that it can conserve energy. So you do this. Now, I'm not going to say that a habit loop can be started in one routine. In one time you do it, it's not going to create that habit loop. But when your mind gets used to that cue, routine, reward, it's going to want more of that. And we are, by genetic makeup, we are dopamine addicted. Like the phone, I can't show you my phone because I'm on it, but my phone, your phone is a straight dopamine like sucker. It literally, that's why people reach over, they grab their phone first thing in the morning, and then automatically their cortisol levels raise because the dopamine hits, and then you want more, you want more, you want more. Like social media, when you're scrolling through, I mean, it's so easy to get sucked in. I get sucked in too. So there have been so many times that I will sit on the couch, turn on the TV to watch a show, and I'll pick up my phone for something, and then all of a sudden I'm sucked into social media and I've been on it for an hour just scrolling through. And I'm like, wait, I was gonna watch something. Like, that's what happens. That's how our brains are. We want to be stimulated, and our brains will do whatever we can to get that hit. It's just a drug. It's another form of a drug, dopamine. So again, it has nothing to do with discipline. I need a clipboard. It has nothing to do with discipline. It's just automatic in our bodies, okay? So there's nothing wrong with you if you have habit loops, which everybody does. I mean, seriously, I have them too. But most of us have years of habit loops built around food, stress, exhaustion, and the end of day emotions. So how many of you get off work every day and immediately come home and do this one thing? I don't know what it is. I'm not going to name it, but like you just have that routine of what you do and how you relax, how you wind down, how you, whatever. A lot of us go to alcohol. And I know a few of you struggle with that on here. When your life is stressed, you need a glass of something. And it's not like, I'm not shaming you for it. It is what you've ingrained into your mind, but it's also going to stop you from reaching your goals if you do that every time you're stressed out. Some of us seek sugar, some of us seek salty, some of us seek whatever it is, I don't know. But what we want to try to do is change that loop so that we can get ourselves in a better place, in a healthier place. So we're going to replace that negative part of the loop with something that's more conducive to your goals. So the mistake that most women make is trying to remove the habit or shame yourselves for it. So like you try to just completely cut out going to wine for soothing, or you just say, well, if I don't have this in the house, I'm not going to want it. But that's not fixing the problem. The problem is the loop that you want to retrain and reinforce in another way, because we are creatures of habit. Habits are good, but they need to be healthier, okay? So when it comes to habit loops, we don't remove the cue, and we don't even remove the reward. Who's with me on this? Instead, we change the middle. So instead of going home, going to your pantry and getting your snack, you intentionally rewrite that with get home, 5-minute walk, or pre-planned protein snack, then get settled. So it's just kind of intersecting or interjecting that middle part. So what you do to get your reward is different, okay? It's the same comfort, the same relief, the same payoff, but now it aligns with your goals. Now, this is how you make weight loss easier. Cheat code. This is how you make weight loss easier. I'm going to say it again because you need to listen to me when I'm talking about this, because this is proven and it works. And this is what I walk people through when they are struggling. I've helped 2 people this week change their habit loops and help them walk through it and learn what they need to do in order to break that unhealthy cycle. Okay. So, like I said, this is how weight loss gets easier, because your brain literally starts working for you, not against you. So I want to challenge you this week to pick a loop. Take one of your loops, figure it out, pinpoint the cue, pinpoint the relief, and pinpoint the payoff, or the cue, the routine, and the reward. Sit down, look at your life, get a pen, get a piece of paper, write down the cue, the relief, and the reward. Now, I used to have a drink. That used to be my thing when I was in my lifestyle phase. I didn't do it a lot, but when I had a stressful day, probably about once a week, maybe twice a week, it didn't hurt me because where I was at, I was maintaining, but it was something that I had to break when I started coming back to competing. Like, I can't have alcohol. So my cue was stressful day at work. My relief was a drink, but also was my reward because it relaxed me, okay? It took the stress off. It made me feel better. And sometimes those 1 drinks would turn into 2 or 3, you know? So that's where it starts to get a slippery slope. So you don't want that to happen, you know? So your cue is still going to be the same. You're still going to come home stressed. Like I would come home stressed. But instead of making a drink, I would drink a sparkling water, or I would take a bath, or I would go for a walk. And then the reward would still be the same because I would relax from those things. And then my habit loop was reinforced. And now when I'm stressed out, the last thing I want to do is get a drink. I want to do other things. Deep breathing, talk to my family. Even sometimes I'll get on social media because my social media is flooded with positivity and I love it. And that's what I've created. So it's very easy for me to refocus when I get on social media because I see all things about God, all things about faith, all things about health coaching, you know, losing weight, the things that I have my life centered around, you know. So pick one loop, just one. You don't have to pick, you have to revamp your whole life today, but you want to pick one loop. And then figure out where your autopilot moment is. So like dissect it and be like, where, and when you notice that, when you notice what your autopilot is, awareness is the key. Because when you become more aware of things, that's half the battle. Because like I said, it's automatic. So you don't even really know you're doing it. You're just doing it. So becoming aware of the loop and the habit and the autopilot is what's going to bring awareness to it. And then you're going to catch it and rewrite it. So here's an example of some more autopilot moments. So like the 3 p.m. slump. So like everybody crashes at 2 or 3 p.m. So that's a big one. Typically, when you start to get low on energy, the first thing you're going to do if you're in a habit loop is reach for something sugary or carbs, because that's what your mind has associated with energy. So therefore, that's where the habit loop is. So your mind is like, oh, if I eat something sugary or, something right here that's not on my plan, it's going to give me energy so that I can sustain the rest of the day. Because it's going to give you that dopamine hit. Another autopilot moment would be like after dinner grazing. So I have a client that reached out to me because she's been having long days at work. And so she's extremely exhausted, getting less sleep than she should be. But she does great all day. And then she derails at night when she gets home because she's exhausted. She doesn't want to think anymore. And so she just grabs something mindlessly out of the pantry, and it's always something sweet. So I think she's lost 40 pounds in 6 months, and she doesn't want to go backwards, and rightfully so. So we started devising alternative methods for her to overcome that grazing so that she doesn't go backwards. So I gave her options. I told her to go for a walk. I told her to get a sparkling water. I also told her to find something else that she enjoys that also helps relax her. So you don't have to just always go to something that's unhealthy. You can retrain your mind to go to something else that you find soothing that is not going to deter you from your goals. And then if after that, the routine switch, so after you break that habit loop, if you still want something sweet or still want that reward, then have it, but have something smaller, so have it, one piece of chocolate, one glass of wine, one sip of wine sometimes will even soothe it. You'll notice that as you reframe that habit loop, that you're not going to want those things because you've already come down from that routine that your mind had already had in its consciousness. You know what I mean? So that could be another one. And then another one could be after the kids go to bed, after you pick up the kids from school, if the kids are being crazy at home, if you had a long day at work. There are so many things that I could name, but only you really know what your triggers are. And so you're going to catch it, you're going to rewrite the story, and you're going to start noticing that each habit loop that you break gets easier and easier and easier because you are mindful of what is going on. And awareness is key to making any kind of lifestyle change. Sometimes it really sucks to actually admit that you're doing something that you shouldn't be doing. But it's okay. There is no shame. There is no shame whatsoever. But when you start to catch it in your mind, that is the first step to reframing everything and retraining those habits so that they are more conducive to your goals. Skipping meals is another one. Just because you're not hungry doesn't mean you shouldn't eat. Because if you have a slow metabolism, like 90% of you do, you're not going to be hungry. You have to teach your body to eat more frequently to wake up your metabolism. And the only way you're going to do that is by setting alarms and making sure you're getting in all your food. Because if your metabolism's slow, you're not going to pay attention to hunger cues because there aren't going to be any because you've stopped feeding yourself. So, even something like that, a lot of habit loops can just be this. Seriously. The negative self-talk, the body shaming, the, I'm not where I want to be yet. All those things, it's the majority of why people fail in this journey is this. They are not able to be strong to move past that negative self-talk that's in between your ears and retrain your mind to believe anything is possible. Really, that's all it is. So when you retrain your habit loops and rewrite your habit loops, you're going to move the needle. And this is how your identity shifts and your new routine becomes more automatic, and it's in a way that serves you. Like, I have a client that really struggles with alcohol, not to the point where she has like a problem with it, but it is her comfort. And alcohol will be the number one reason why you don't reach your goals. I'm not going to lie about it. And the older we get, the harder it is to recover from said alcohol. And you don't have to be getting drunk. I'm talking about, 3 to 4 drinks, 3 to 4 nights a week. That's all it takes. Because number one, what's going to happen when you have that glass of alcohol, it's going to stop fat metabolization. I don't even know if that's a word. Fat metabolizing. It's going to stop metabolizing fat. Your body, alcohol is poison. And I am not shaming alcohol because I do like to partake. But I have, over the last 2 years, learned my lesson about mindless alcohol drinking. Like, it's a social thing for me. It's going to be 3 to 4 drinks, maybe once every couple weeks. Like, I have now realized that, yes, it's fun. I like to drink. I like to be social. I like to have fun, but I pay for it for days after. And so it's going to stop you from reaching your goals because it literally halts your body's ability to burn fat for 24 to 36 hours. And then if you put a cheat meal on top of it, your body's like most likely going to store that fat. Now, it's not a big deal, like I said, if it's once a week or every other week. But if it is more than once a week, it's going to hinder you from reaching your goals. Also, alcohol F's with your sleep. Like, you do not sleep the same. Your body temperature rises and your heart rate rises, and you do not get restful sleep. And the only way that your body can recover and replenish broken cells and like repair anything is when you're sleeping. So if you're not getting good quality sleep, aka REM sleep and deep sleep, you're not restoring your body, which means you're just going more into the negative. So, it's just really kind of understanding what it does to your body and how I feel afterwards has really enlightened me. I'm in a lifestyle plan now. I can do whatever I want, but I have now had alcohol twice since I stepped off stage 4 weeks ago. And every time, no matter how much I had, which I only had like enough to kill somebody right after Mr. America celebrating. But then the next 2 times I had it, it was like 3 drinks. It was not a lot. But I slept like crap that night, and I felt like crap for a couple days afterwards. So, now I'm just like, I'm gonna set my calendar out, and I'm gonna reconnect with my friends that like to be social and drink on a schedule. Like, I'm going to let my body heal, let my body feel good, and then when I feel like I'm ready to partake, I'm gonna go. But I also am gonna know that I will probably feel like crap afterwards, depending on, so many different things. But it really just is hard on your body. And the older we get, the harder everything is. And I am noticing that firsthand. And so I'm just trying to help you guys get the most out of this journey. And also realize that you don't have to be perfect and you don't have to have it all figured out in one day. This is a journey. You're learning and you're retraining your mind. And so if anybody has any questions on this habit loop stuff, I would love to talk about it with you and help you find a solution. You do not have to do this alone. I am here for you. Have a great weekend.